All right, what's going on, everybody? So look, this right here is the Alkaline Vegan course, okay? I have a lot to share with you guys. I'm just getting all set up, okay? In the garage right now, but we're gonna talk all about, alkalinity, okay, and how you can make the switch gradually to this lifestyle, okay? And who it's for, you feel me, and just so many other things, okay? But I'm gonna start top to bottom because I have a long list of notes that I'm gonna get into that are very, very important, okay? So first off, the introduction is, this is the Alkaline Vegan, course, right? And we're going to define it for you real quick. So when it comes to being alkaline vegan, what even is alkaline vegan? Okay. The definition of an alkaline vegan is simply someone who is eating food that exists on the pH scale of 7.0, specifically 6.9, but most people say 7.0, but either 6.9 or 7.0 and above. Okay. So that there is essentially alkaline. If you eat any foods that are above 6.9 and above, that is considered alkaline. And that's the alkaline lifestyle. Okay. Um, Essentially, it's a vegan diet. Like I said, just eating those foods that are on the pH scale of 6.9 and above, but it's a vegan diet. And there's other lifestyle practices that come into this as well that are very, very important. Okay. Now, let me see. Now, some benefits of an alkaline diet is this. I'm gonna tell you guys personally, for me, the benefits of me going alkaline vegan was simply, it changed my entire life. It changed my entire life because it raised not only, my pH, right? I got more alkaline and more balanced, right? But I also got to a point where I was even able to think differently, perceive differently, speak differently. I changed internally to reflect that energy and reality externally. So like it's not just a diet yo-yo thing. This is a lifestyle change that will change you. And I tell everybody this all the time. Like when you make the switch to this lifestyle, your entire life is about to take off in a direction that you may not be ready for, or in a direction that you are ready for. Who knows? Nobody knows. But I will tell you this, as you get cleaner internally, you can only expect something, good to happen externally for sure. You just may not be ready for it. But that's what happened for me. Um, Now, when it comes to making a switch to the alkaline vegan, diet, right? Something to keep in mind is this is that it's also going to positively impact, you know, the society, right? The environment, right? Um, because you're not eating animal products. Animal products are actually harming the world. It's just, um, it's so much that I can say about that, but it's harming the planet literally by us consuming, these animals. And not only that, but we're also taking in their trauma. Okay. So it's important that we get off of these foods, these animal products, and come to a more alkaline lifestyle because not only is it going to be very beneficial for our internal reality, but it's also going to be very beneficial for our external reality and the beings and brothers and sisters that are all on the planet. Like these animals, yeah, they're animals, but that doesn't mean that they are these savages and like they're their own being, having their own being experience, so like they're entitled to that. We don't need their milk, we don't need their flesh for nourishment. Okay, we don't need that for food, period. Okay, so you're positively impacting your body as well as positively impacting the environment. Okay, um not harming these animals, right? And then also you're not downloading their trauma, which is super super. We can talk forever about that, but that trauma is something that you really really don't want, because if you think about it, they are in that trauma right here and now. They saw their brother, their sister, their mom, their dad, grandmother, you feel me, them, their babies get killed day in day out. This is never ending. What do you think energetically they have within them that they can easily give you? What do you think? They're passing you nothing but pure trauma, fear, anger, anxiety, PTSD, mental disorders. Look at the rise of mental disorders today? Do the math. What are we eating? Oh, it's a rise of depression and anxiety and suicidal thoughts and all. Oh, what are we eating? Put two and two together. You feel me? Let me see. Now, the history of the alkaline vegan diet is this, if you know anything about this guy named Dr. Sebi, then you know about how, then you know about the alkaline vegan lifestyle, right? He was the one that really transformed my life. And I really, really loved his approach because he came from a perspective of self-love. And that's something I really, really needed at the time. And it's very transformative because at the time I really didn't love myself. I really did have some issues. And, I can say now that I'm eternally grateful for his message. Shout out to the ancestor, even in this moment of me filming this video. I will always have the greatest respect and appreciation for you and your existence. And, the mission is still the same. And it's all about healing, the people and raising the vibration of the collective and helping us all get to this point of healing and good health, so that way we can be the best that we can be here. Okay. But yeah, that's how I found out about the alkaline vegan diet. And there's a lot of things that are man-made and hybridized that we really, really shouldn't be consuming because it's essentially acid for the body and not going to really benefit the body to the degree of which we need it or think it can be. So it's important that we eat alkaline because especially if you're on an, like we're going to get there, but like, especially if you're coming off the meats and the cheeses and animal products, this is super essential for you, because you're super acidic. All right. Now we're going to talk about nutritional basics, right? Understanding the pH levels in food. This is how you can understand the pH levels in food. One, simply use Google, or you can use the nutritional guide that was specifically designed by Dr. Sebi. And I have that as well. You can click this video at the very bottom and, it'll have, if you click the link at the very bottom, you'll be able to download, the nutritional guide, right? And yeah, essentially what I will tell you is this: no matter where you're at on the planet, you can use this guide as like a foundation or as a guide, but it's important that you understand and understand that like not all of the foods on the planet were examined to see if they're alkaline or not. All right. So it's important to know that if you do not see a food on the list, it's important that you Google it yourself. Okay. And ask chat and ask, Google, is this alkaline? What is the pH of this food? And that's how you will find out. Okay. Now some nutrients, essential nutrients in an alkaline vegan diet. Something I think that's very, very important is this: to get up on iron. So Dr. Sebi spoke about this a lot, and it was just simply getting up on enough iron. Iron is the spark plug of the body. Okay. But it's also important that we properly pair this iron together to increase absorption. Okay. Absorption of that iron is a whole nother realm. Okay. Getting the iron is not a problem, but absorption of it is very, very important. And if you're still having problems with having the energy on an alkaline vegan diet, I can tell you right now, you definitely need to do a detox because your absorption is not functioning like how it should be functioning internally. So this can only mean that you need to do a cleanse. When you cleanse and you give the body a break, and you specifically give the colon a break, you allow the absorption to happen even better. Okay. So, that's that as far as absorption, right? Now we're going to be talking about how do you balance out, macronutrients and micronutrients and stuff like that, and just overall nutrients. Now, the way that you balance out, these nutrients and stuff is simply by eating enough, eating more, right? And also eating a wide variety. Okay. A lot of people, they'd be like, okay, cool. I'm only about to eat this. I'm only going to eat this. In which, yes, that's definitely good because mono fasting is a great way to also increase absorption and utilization of the minerals and stuff that you're taking in, right? And yeah. However, there's the other side, which is getting the wide variety, because the wide variety is also really, really good for the immune system. Okay. It's extremely, extremely good for the immune system. And actually, specifically for the gut microbiome. When you get all this information, right, from the food, right, and it goes into your gut, right, this here is essentially going to make you stronger. All right. All of this information in your gut, it makes it stronger, boosting your immune system, keeping you strong. Okay. Building up that immunity. So diversification is extremely important when it comes to having a healthy immune system. All right. So eat enough, eat a wide variety, and make sure that you're diversifying your food. You feel me? Just get enough food in a day. All right. And try to eat different foods every day. Transition into an alkaline vegan diet, step-by-step guide to gradually switch, right? The things that you want to do is this. First, you want to be able to understand that it's not an overnight switch. This is a gradual switch, okay? This is a lifestyle. This is not a boom, I'm vegan, or boom, I just did this and I'm good. No, this is a lifestyle, okay? So what you want to do is you want to first start out by taking a week, meatless Mondays, right? Do meatless Mondays. And look, I'm going to tell you, this is an alkaline vegan course, but I'm going to tell you like this. It is okay if you have, some hybridized foods temporarily in the beginning. It's okay. The reason being is because you are still transitioning, okay? Don't not honor, you need to honor your process, all right? So that means if you, for a full week, you only do 2 days that's alkaline vegan, that's great. That's something to be proud of, okay? And let's say the other 3 days or, the other 5 days, right? You're on and off with it. It's okay, all right? It's totally fine. Keep going. Don't give up, okay? Do not give up, all right? It's okay to mess up, all right? But, even if you got to do a little bit of soy, and yes, I'm saying it, even if you got to do a little bit of soy and a little bit of hybridized products, hybridized foods, it's okay for right now. Just as long as you keep gradually making progress, you will get to that point of not having to, eat the hybridized food, the soy products, and stuff like that. Okay. You can eat straight from an all natural source. You feel me? The food that God made for us and that was intended for us to consume, right? Alkaline foods. So yeah, don't beat yourself up. Take the gradual route. This may take 2 months, 6 months, a full year, 2 years, who knows? Everybody is different, but I've never seen anybody transition successfully in under 6 months. Let me just tell you like that, period. So it's important to honor your process and be patient with yourself. Take it a day at a time, okay? One time out of the week, you eat only alkaline vegan. Next week, 2 times, okay? Third week, 3 times, right? And then just hold those 3 days for like a month. Next month, 4 times, and so forth, okay? And you also have to understand proper substitution, okay? So you feel me? When it comes to a very, very common thing that I see people have the hardest time to put down is, the meats and the cheese, simply, right? They want to people have a hard time with the chicken, people have a hard time with the cheese, right? The milk is probably the easiest because there's plant milks like almond milk and, walnut milk and stuff like that. Although you shouldn't do the almond milk, but the walnut milk is actually the best. However, for the meats, a great substitute is mushrooms, right? Beans, right? As well as jackfruit, right? And also, let me see. And then for the cheese, right? Oh, and then also hold on, for potatoes. Potatoes aren't even alkaline as well. But for potatoes, you can do things like chayote with nopal and mushrooms. Or you can do the red ruby potato. the red ruby potato was actually recommended by Dr. Sebi as the best potato to have. Okay. And now you probably just saw some contradictory statements right now, right? But be patient. I got you. There's a lot of things to explain. All right. But yes, he recommended the red ruby potato because it's the least harmful to the body. And in addition to that, it still also is harmful to the body. But again, we're going to get into all of it, okay? But it's important that you understand to take your time. Do not think about this as an overnight switch. Take your time, okay? Because there's the detoxing process, there's the new cells, you're forming new cells, right? Like your taste buds are going to change, your skin is going to change, right? Your hair, everything is going to change. Okay. And now this part right here is all about, how do you read food labels for alkaline vegans? Essentially, it's this. Every time, when we go to the grocery store, we be in a rush, we be doing this, we be doing that. But sometimes people need to just sit back and just like be present, and not like be so much like in a rush. You need to, when you're doing this lifestyle change, you need to be present enough to read the labels because they are not playing when it comes to your health. I'm going to say it again. They are not playing when it comes to your health. You will see a goddamn coconut water, right? That's filled with sugar, right? Phosphorus, right? Just maybe even milk. Actually, for sure, milk. I've seen it plenty of times, right? So you want to always read the back of whatever it is that you're buying, okay? So something to understand and note down is this. Anytime I'm at the grocery store, always read the labels. If it's a bag of apples and it has an ingredient list, read the ingredient list, although you only see apples, okay? I'm like that serious. I'm so dead serious. Like always do it. Always, 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 always. Now here's some tips on, meal planning and prepping, okay? So when it comes to meal prepping, people like to overthink meal prepping, but really the way that you can do meal prepping is simply when you cook, just make enough for like 4 people. Like if it's just you, make enough for like 4 people, and that's 4 days worth of food for you. However, when it comes to certain foods, you don't want to meal prep some foods for like more than like 2 days. Okay. So things that are like, the quinoa, the chickpeas, right? The wild rice, right? The mushroom, right? The nopal, right? The chayote, right? Juices, right? These things are great to kind of like let them sit for about maybe a week, right? At very, very max. However, if you want to meal prep and you got a family, you want to pretty much just over create, right? Over create so that way you can package it and store it for later. And let me see. And then, yeah, what I like to do is I always like to do beans and rice as, beans and quinoa. I always call it beans and rice, but it's really not beans and rice. It's actually beans and quinoa, but I'm just stuck on the beans and rice thing. But what you want to do is you want to take some chickpeas and some quinoa and cook a large portion of that. And I would make that for like 4 days. Okay. Make that for like 4 days, stretch it out for 4 days. So think about it like this: 4 days is, that's like damn near the entire week, right? But if you can stretch that out for an entire week, so you got to think about it like this: lunch can already be done, right? And you only got 2 other meals. If you eat fruit for breakfast and then you got the lunch, you only got to worry about dinner. So perfect, right? And I'm gonna tell everybody like this: look, if you think you got to prep your food, if you think you got to prep breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 30 days, I'm telling you right now, don't do that. It's a waste of time. You're killing your food. Nobody wants to eat food fresh out of a plastic container like we live on space, like we live in Mars in space and ain't really got fresh food. Enjoy your fresh food, okay? Your fresh food is what your cells actually really, really need. Oxidation happens very fast once you cut into that fruit, okay? And you start to cook that food, you feel me? Like it, oxidation happens, all right? And you don't want your food to be, lifeless. You want it to be life. All right. You want it to have all the life that, it can give you. All right. Now, um, now as far as recipes, right, I do have an alkaline meal planner bot. So if you go straight to that meal planner bot and just say, hey, meal planner, I need a 7-day alkaline meal plan, it will create it for you. So literally, I'm not going to provide any recipes. There will be some personally that I make inside the community. However, if you go and check out that bot will create it for you. Okay. And, you know, a way to alkalize a lot of your foods, if like, let's say, for example, you have some water and you're not sure it's just 100% spring water, what you could do is you could take some key limes or a lemon, right? And literally just squeeze that into the water, and then boom, you have alkaline water. It has the minerals, okay? And something I like to tell people as well is this, the more you can eat alkaline fruit, right? The more hydrated you will be, okay? The more fueled you will be. Fruit is ideally our most ideal human food, okay? Because we are biologically supposed to be, biologically speaking, we are frugivores. We are not carnivores, omnivores, or whatever else is out there. Biologically speaking, we are frugivores, period. Period. Okay. So the more you can eat that, the more you will alkalize your body, as well as literally be in alignment with what, is intended for you to eat, so that way you can raise your vibration and so forth. Seasonal and regional adaptations, dealing with social. Okay. Now, when it comes to navigating, social gatherings, right? And like family cookouts and stuff like that, I don't know if you're melanated or if you're Asian, white, whatever it is. For me, there was cookouts that, we had soul food, every Sunday, you feel me, go to, church, soul food or cookout, you feel me? Like it was a rotation, it was a lifestyle, right? And even to this day, like Thanksgiving dinner, you feel me, birthdays, just all of these things. It's like, it's crazy because we literally love our suffering. And it's crazy, but we really love our suffering. But I want to tell you guys this, like, how do you navigate those situations, right? You navigate those situations by first, and I'm gonna tell you guys this because this here was very, very hard for me. In the beginning, I argued with my family. And I, to this very day, wish I never would have done that. But I think what's important is to take the higher route, not in a sense that like you're better than them, but in a sense where like you're choosing to be the best that you can. So that way you respect them and honor their process, period. Okay. And how do you do that? You do that by not, making them feel bad for their choices. Only for those with eyes and ears, to see and to listen should be the ones that you should give the information to, as far as, your new lifestyle and stuff like that. Okay. So don't make your people feel bad. You feel me? If you got to go to a cookout, go to a cookout, have you some potatoes. You feel me? Like I said, honor your process. It's okay to have some things are not alkaline like all the time. You feel me? Like if I'm at a cookout and they got a salad and they got some carrots in it, these my folks. If I'm not healing, you feel me? If I'm healthy, right, and I ain't got no health problems, these my folks. It's a little bit of carrot, it's some salad, it's not no animal products. We are a-okay, and I am good, and I'm going to honor this nourishing, heart-based, moment with my family and not be a dick, and enjoy this moment with them, and still connect with them, because eating food is a very connecting, social, human thing. We did this it was a gathering thing, like human beings, we do this like together, like we don't do this and like we don't eat our salad over there and our cousins and everybody, we all got our own spots. And no, we eat together, we talk, you feel me, we crack jokes, you feel me, we make people feel good, like we show respect, and we have manners and stuff like that. So yeah, don't be a dick. Go and sit down with your friends or your family, whatever event it is. If they don't have anything that's at least vegan, then don't eat. Fast, get some water. What event does not have water or juice? Okay. Hopefully, I mean, water. Mostly it's water. I've been to a bunch of cookouts. They ain't got no juice, especially juice without no sugar. Now, for my busy folks out there, right? If you have a very, very busy life, the meal prepping part is something that I really want you to tap into, because that by itself will help you navigate being so busy, but also being able to maintain this lifestyle switch. Okay. So you want to tap in, right, with doing meal prepping. Okay. As much as you possibly can. If you guys have any questions up to this point, make sure you ask it inside of the group. Okay. Any questions, just ask it in the group chat, and we'll go from there. Okay. Now, as far as shopping, budgeting, and stuff like that, I'm gonna tell you guys like this. You can go anywhere and find alkaline foods, period. And now when it comes to, shop doing this lifestyle on a budget, what you could do is simply go to places like the 99-cent store. You can go to Whole Food produce places, right? In a warehouse, right? Or you can go to an actual Walmart, or your local farmers market. Simple. Okay. These places will have, the things that you're looking for, as well as for a cheaper price, typically. Okay. And if one of those doesn't work, make sure you check all of them, because I guarantee you there's, you can definitely find like cheap food for like throughout those things that I just mentioned. And something I want to say too is this, when it comes to what's organic and what's not organic, look, we live in America. Okay. GMOs is going crazy. Okay. Like, they doing what they doing with GMOs, and we can't really do much about it. All right. But what we can do about it is this: understand that the whole GMO thing, you will never know if it's really, really GMO and if it's really, really organic. And even organic by itself is a marketing term. You feel me? It's marketing. They're not really, really. If you want something really, really organic, you got to grow it yourself. Period. What I would primarily focus on is getting food that have seeds. Okay. Your watermelon has to have seeds. Okay. Your fruits have to have seeds. Okay. And it has to be alkaline, and also on a pH of 7.0 and above. Period. Okay. Let me see. Now, when it comes to cravings, right, for like, let's say the cheese, or let's say the meats and stuff like that, you got to understand that it's all about proper substitution. So if you are dealing with the meats, you want to do chayote with, some mushrooms, quinoa, chayote, nopal, and okra. Done. Period. Okay. And if you can't do any of those, as of right now, I'm gonna tell you like this: I hated tomatoes. I hated tomatoes, right? But later on, I got really, really used to them as I went alkaline vegan, and now I love them. Even to this very day, like I will I will eat a bunch of tomatoes back to back with nothing else. With nothing else. So your taste buds will change, but you have to be patient and do what? Honor your process, okay? Because this is not a quick fix. This is a lifestyle change. All right. Your cells, or your entire being, is going to transform. Right. So you have to be patient, and it takes months and sometimes even years for your organs, the cells, right, for them to switch over, right, to come into being redirected to them, essentially getting the reset that they need. All right. Now, when it comes to nutrient deficiencies, I want to make something very, very clear. Okay. Because a lot of people, oh, I was deficient in iron, or, oh, I was deficient in this, or I was deficient in that. Man, look, you need to do a fast. Everything is literally interconnected to to your colon. Okay. So when you do a detox and you specifically target the colon, right? Um, the colon is interconnected to literally all of your organs internally. So if you cleanse your colon, you give everything a reset. And if you need some help with cleansing your colon, you need to book a call with me down below. There's a link down below to schedule a call, right? And also video on like how I've helped other people detox. And there's some testimonies down there with like results as far as like, them getting the cleanse that they want. But yeah, you targeting the colon is going to be the best thing that you ever do. Okay. Because literally everything is interconnected to it. All right. Everything. Okay. There's no such thing as the common cold, period. No such thing as the common cold, period. Okay. And if you're deficient in anything, that only means that you need to do a cleanse. And that means also that you need to be eating more, and diversifying your food. Okay. So that way you get more. Okay. All right. Um, Now, when it comes to, you staying on this lifestyle, something that's really, really important is understanding the importance of community. This is the reason why I created this community, because I wish I had something like this when I was just now switching to an alkaline vegan lifestyle. I wish I had something like this because I struggled for literally 2 years and it was not nice. You know, Many times I was alkaline vegan, then I was not, and then I was alkaline vegan. I was doing really, really well, and then I was not. And it was just up and down, you know. But I had to be patient. I had to be patient, man. I had to be very patient. If I understood the importance of patience as well as had community to ask questions, I probably would not have taken 2 years. I probably would have been done in a year. Yeah. And you see, there's so many aspects to address because we aren't even talking about the importance of getting outside, the environment, tapping in with, the sun. The sun is nourishment. We aren't even talking about love. Love is nourishment. We are all deprived of love. And it's the most nourishing thing on the face of the planet. But yet we are all deficient, to a certain degree with love. You ever seen someone madly in love and they just be like, damn, I don't want no food, I'm good? That's because they are nourished on a soul level. Okay. So it's very, very different and important. So if you have any questions when it comes to you becoming alkaline, when you have any questions about you staying alkaline or any struggles that you were dealing with as an alkaline vegan, I highly recommend you ask those questions in the group chat, or if not, book a call with me via the link that's down below, right? A free call, right? And we'll go over, your problems and give you some solutions and, offer you some help from there. Okay. Um, Now, what I want to know is, what do you guys think about this video? Okay, so I want to hear, some comments down below. What do you guys think about, this video? And if you guys have any questions and concerns, just comment it down below, and we'll go from there and I'll answer your questions there. Okay. Um, Let me see. Okay, cool. I think that is it, guys. I think I answered everything. This right here is the Alkaline Vegan course. And I'm thrilled that, you are invested into your wellness journey, because this right here literally saved my life, man. It literally saved my life. I literally could have ended up in jail. I literally could have ended up on them streets. You feel me? I literally could have been like, not here, because I was suicidal, you know? I was suicidal, man. I was definitely suicidal and ready to check out. And to this very day, like, I'm just so thankful. And it's like, it's crazy because like people will literally hear me talk about food and be like, dang, why are you so passionate, bro? I literally would have not been here. I literally would have not been here. I literally would have not been here. Literally would have not been here. People don't know what I've been through, you know, like, dog, I needed to do that self-love. you know. So I have my own story that I'm developing as well. Yeah, and I look forward to you guys checking that out. It's gonna be me talking about my story and why I went alkaline vegan, and how I made the switch, and really deep dive on like a personal reflection on where I was at before I got to where I'm at. So I'm honored to be where I'm at now, able to travel, digital nomad lifestyle, and just have a successful business and not be tied to the States. So yeah, I'm honored and super thankful to be able to also be of service to the collective, because my biggest purpose here is to be so impactful that, I impact humanity and existence beyond my own very existence. So, because it's not about me, it was never about me. It's about the next generation. It's about the evolution of the mind. It's about the evolution of I, me, you, we, us, the human race. Okay. Um, so yeah, I hope this resonates and I hope this has been helpful. And again, if you have any questions, just use the link down below to schedule a call for us to talk. And we'll go from there, and I'll help you with any questions and concerns you have. All right. Peace, y'all.